Increasing sales framework, consumer goods. In this lecture, I'll show you the general framework that you can use to increase the sales in the consumer goods. I will first define a certain direction and show you examples how to, within those directions, increase the sales. So let's have a look first at the directions you can take. So first of all, you can increase the distribution of your product. Then you can increase the product range, play with the price and discount policy, and obviously increase the demand for your product. When we are talking about increasing distribution, easiest way to do is simply to have a bigger share on the shelves in the current distribution, so you don't get new distribution, new stores, but you try to have more space there, and on those space more products. Then obviously you can penetrate better existing channels, so to have a higher weighted distribution, be in more stores than you're currently. And as a further option, you can enter new channels. So if you don't have, for example, online, enter online or marketplaces. Finally, you can enter new markets. So till here we were talking about being within the certain country or region, whereas here we are talking about entering new countries, new regions. Obviously, this will be the most difficult one, but yet with most likely the biggest potential. When we are talking about increasing the product range, we can do the following things. So first of all, we can introduce new products within existing categories, especially if we see big demand for this category and this category is becoming mature. Then obviously we can add new categories within existing brands. So quite often we have a brand that is well perceived by the customer and they want to have more products coming out of our brand. And by expanding it and adding new categories, you satisfy demand and obviously you earn more money. And finally, in some of the cases, it makes sense to have a new brand, especially if you want to attack different price segments with different perception. Then it doesn't make sense to create a new price point within existing brands, but rather have a new brand. Now, the price discount policy, the first thing obviously is to change the price structure. So maybe add more products at a different price point, or maybe change the prices up or down depending what is the elasticity of sales. You can also change the discount policy, and here we are talking about rather the discount policy towards the firms, the retailers that are buying the product from us and later on offering it to the end customer. In this way you can promote certain behaviors. So for example, you can try to motivate them to sell more to the end customers or give you a bigger space or better exposition at the retail chains or online stores. And finally, you can change the price formula. So for example, it might be selling in installments, or it might be switching from selling the product, but rather renting it or charging maybe some sort of a subscription, which is extremely popular nowadays. Now let's move on to the last direction you can take. So increase demand for your product. So the first thing you can do is increase consumption per capita. So in other words, convince the customer to buy more or more frequently, or to use your product for different needs that previously were not met by a product. So this could be one of the directions. The other direction is shorten the lifespan of the product. So it's not about just making it less durable, but also increasing the need to change the product due to the change in fashion or trends. A very good example is what Apple is doing every year. They're providing you with a little bit better product. And in this way, they make your current version a little bit obsolete. So if you want to stay with the trend, then even if the difference between the products is small, you still consider changing this. And this was also successfully done in weird areas like ceramic tiles or small domestic appliances, where we managed to convince customers to change the product more often, despite the product being more durable and being able to sustain a longer lifespan. And finally, you can find new customers, totally new customers. So it might be a new segment. A very good example is what was done in Korea, where they managed to convince guys to use makeup. We see also this attempt being done in cosmetics, where we generally try to convince younger women and men to use all sorts of cosmetics to preserve the skin. So this is the general framework. You can apply it in your business or the business of your customer to look for specific ideas how to increase the sales. If you have any questions regarding this framework, just let me know. I'm always happy to give you additional information.